time I ask you to wear your clothes longer, you ask me a counter question. Samita, how do we make our clothes last longer? So today, let me take you through the life cycle of a garment, from purchase to wear to maintenance and finally to disposal. Tip number 1. Invest in classics, especially if you are buying big ticket items. For example, I bought this blazer from Liz Mitchell Designs, a leading fashion designer based in Auckland, New Zealand. Impeccable tailoring, quality fabric, classic design. With a little bit of TLC, after a decade, it's still as good as new. Second tip, buy clothes that can be repurposed. Puff sleeve top, hot property right now. Once the puff sleeve trend is over, I will open all of this ruching, the elastics around the puff sleeves, also around the waist. So it will be a top with plain sleeves, just a short crop top, and I can even add a cuff at the end of the sleeves. A new style, a new garment, new look altogether. Another one, buy tops or dresses with pleats and tucks. You can open up the pleats or tucks to create extra room. Similarly, you can add extra pleats to make this top a little more compact. So this is excellent for mums with a bun in the oven when you are expecting a child and post maternity. Play with tiers. So thankfully, tiered dresses are now in fashion. Later, you can take off the tiers. If you take off a couple of tiers, it becomes a short dress. A couple more, it becomes a top, a kind of a peplum top. So you can add or subtract tiers. Buy clothes with a generous seam allowance. Seam allowance is the extra fabric that you have after the seam line or the stitching line. Now you tell me, Samita, if we have more than 1.5 centimeter seam allowance on either side, the garment will not sit right at the waist. They'll be puckering. However, you can work around that. Try something called the front seam. What is a front seam? Let me show you. Take two pieces of fabric, wrong sides matching, and sew on the right side. Bag it out and sew again, this time with the right sides matching. And the seam allowance encased within the stitching line. So you get a seam allowance like this, and this is your front. So a very tidy finish with that extra bit of seam allowance. Embrace a slogan called Make, Do and Mend, very popular around the Second World War. Necessity, as they say, is the mother of invention. You don't have to throw away a blouse, a shirt or a top if it's missing a button. What I do is I collect all my extra buttons, my spare buttons, in a box like this. And if I don't find a matching button to the missing one, I would change the entire sequence. And it's as good as new. It's a different design factor. Mend those holes. If it's knitwear, just pinch the hole and iron on a stabilizing fabric at the back. It'll be as good as invisible. And if it's a woven fabric, just cover the patch. Maybe darn it a little bit and cover the patch with a piece of fabric. So the whole genre of applique emerged because of the need to mend and wear used clothing. And dress it up with blanket stitch, lazy daisy flowers, endless options. Storing. Do not do this. Do not hang your pullovers, your polo shirts, your t-shirts, in fact all your knitwear on a hanger. They lose shape in no time. Always store your knitwear folded up. Now, if you are like Sheldon Cooper in Big Bang Theory, you can get a folding contraption, but you can pretty much do it without that. So that's how you go. That's how you fold your tees, your polos, your sweaters, your pullovers. So, and this is good for travel also. I do a travel packing video later. But that's how, or the other alternative is just fold it in 3. 1, 2 and 3. So that's how you fold and you stack your knitwear. Number 2, scarves. Always fold and roll up your scarves. I'm not a Mary Kondo, but I have my own tip or two. Roll your scarves and store them in calico or muslin bags. Don't have to be this precious with your cotton scarves, but this is perfect for your linen, for your wool, for your premium silk scarves. So you've added a few years to your scarf's life. Use the right hanger. Now for your shirts, your tops, your blouses, you could use these flocked hangers. These are anti-slip and very good for stacking. However, for all your garments with padded shoulder, use these plump hangers which would give your garment that extra shoulder support. Without these, the shoulder would have no support whatsoever. It will start sagging and lose shape in no time. And wherever possible, whenever possible, use these garment bags. It could be organza bags, muslin bags, non-woven bags, whatever suits. But your premium garments must be covered. Neem leaves. Neem leaves or margosa leaves. Naturally antibacterial, antifungal. So fill some papuri bags or mesh bags with neem leaves and keep these bags in your drawers and cupboards. So this would keep the creepy crawlies at bay. So no moths, no insects. Ensure the bag allows for ventilation. Washing. Don't wash your clothes. You'd say, Samita, have you lost it? Do we not wash our dirty laundry? Hey, stop. I'm not asking you not to wash your innerwear, your gym clothes, sportswear, but things like coats, blazers, scarves, do you need to wash them every time you wear them? Not quite. Air these garments and dry clean mid-season or at the end of the season. I will share my grandmother's recipe with you. She would always use something called soap berries to wash her premium silks and wool. Soap berries are hypoallergenic. They are odorless, antibacterial and antifungal. Dry your clothes in natural sunlight. Now you'd ask me, Samita, why? 3 reasons. Number 1, dryers can very easily damage your clothes. Number 2, with energy prices going north, we need to save electricity, and dryers guzzle electricity. I don't even have a dryer, but then I am an Auntie Scrooge anyway. Number 3, sunlight is a natural disinfectant. As with storing, don't ever hang your knitwear on the clothing line. Things like pullovers, sweaters, knitted dresses, t-shirts, polos. Lay them on a flat surface so that they retain their shape. Read clothing labels. They are there for a reason. Use the right detergent for the right fabric. Iron your clothes at the right temperature. Otherwise, you'll end up with a disaster. Another Nana tip. Fill up a bathtub with hot water and hang your clothes on top. So this is excellent for taking out those stubborn creases from, say, your silk top. And if there's anything that's lying around the house, say clothing you haven't worn in the last 6 months, donate it, give it away, give it to a good cause. I donate all my used clothing and artifacts made ups to Diabetes Australia. Find your own charity and donate to a good cause.